more than half of the children in the U.S. experience trauma, a hidden epidemic, with a damaging aftermath.
Those events can range from an accident, someone in their household being injured, domestic violence in their household.
We know that trauma can have a profound impact on the mind and also on the body. As you have multiple traumas, it can make more likely to have mental illnesses, things like depression and anxiety, but can also increase the rates of physical illnesses, but also on development. So that's really why it's so critical to intervene early with children who are experiencing trauma.
We might see the child acting out in a behavior that's aggressive. We might be seeing problems with learning. We might be seeing some social-emotional issues.
The inability to concentrate, inability to regulate their emotions, and just a sense of not feeling safe. And we want all of our students to feel safe on our campus.
Schools play a foundational support role, and yet in too many cases, teachers and staff are left unaware a student is going through a difficult time at home. To close that gap, the Placer County Office of Education is leading the launch of the Handle with Care project.
The Handle with Care program is so important because without it, we would have no idea if there was trauma that was happening inside a child's home after school.
It is very much a missing link. And we find that typically it's not until weeks or months into a child welfare case that the school is really kind of notified what's going on. Handle with Care allows the schools to be notified that an event occurred, nothing specific, that an event occurred immediately.
Here's how it works. When a first responder is called to a traumatic event involving a young person, they fill out a report that includes the incident date and time, the child's name, and their school. To protect their privacy, no specific details about the event or the reporting agency are provided. Once completed, the Handle with Care notification is immediately delivered to the child's school.
It's critical. It's just a small piece of information to say, pay extra attention to this kid today. It's tough to know where to start in addressing trauma because it's so prevalent. So the Handle with Care program gives us a place to start.
We can advocate for them and communicate with teachers and other support staff, given confidentiality boundaries, that they've gone through something that has been potentially highly stressful.
It can affect their education, their learning style. It can affect their relationships at school. They just may not want to be here. So it's really important for us to be able to know what's going on so we can cater to the need.
Oftentimes we operate in our own silos. You have law enforcement, you have the schools, you have a lot of things going on, and oftentimes that information is missed when it's needed the most. We all have a role to play to keep our community safe. And a program like Handle with Care, it's about keeping our youth safe and protecting them, not just in the short term, but in the long term.
Handle with Care is a collaborative effort between the Placer County Office of Education, the County Health and Human Services Department, local law enforcement, the Resilient Placer Network, and local school districts.
Placer County is known throughout the nation for our level of collaboration between agencies.
A long tradition of collaboration, particularly to support children and families. So really have a whole family model where we build services around the family.
As part of this program, school sites will receive training on trauma-informed care, raising awareness and strengthening the support system for students.
What we might have classically identified as a behavior problem or disruptive behavior, I think if you look closer, you can determine that the child has probably had some trauma in their life, and that behavior is a result of that trauma.
You don't ask a child, what's wrong with you? You ask, what's happened to you? And how can I help?
How critical is that support? Often without intervention, a child may experience lifelong and protracted negative life outcomes.
I always say you open the curtain and you look into the family history, you see a whole different reality at how that child arrived at your door.
We also know children are incredibly resilient. Given the proper resources, they can and will overcome adverse experiences, but it's critical they get the support they need when they need it. Handle with Care.
There's something that we always say as a support team, had we known that. And with this program, we will know.
The Handle with Care program could have a transformative impact on our communities. Again, getting that information in real time can certainly be pivotal for individual cases, but it can also help our system to continue to be more trauma-informed.
We are collectively responsible for our children and families in Placer County. It's not one agency, it's all of us together.
So we're trying to make an impact for the future. So By connecting these kids with resources, not only are you serving the community and helping their particular needs, but these kids are going to be going down a better path now.
This is a vital program that we need in our communities.
You know, it doesn't take a lot. It takes one person touching them on the shoulder, checking in, how's it going? Just a little bit extra that day will really support a child.